Alright GBA fans, welcome to the playoff picture. I am your host Blue Rogue, and yeah, there's been a few changes in the playoff race this week, so let's just get right into it. First of all, I'd like to apologise for what happened last week with the differentials and everything on the slides. I was in a bit of a rush to get this video out and everything, and I didn't double check the differentials, and that made a few things a bit messed up. But hopefully this week I'll do better, and if I make mistakes, I'm sure everyone will point them out. But anyway, let's just go over who's clinched this week in the Sun Conference. First of all, Envy and Jolt have both clinched playoffs now, so congratulations to both of them. Envy has indeed actually clinched a 1 or 2 seed as well, just because Geo can no longer catch him in his division. And as we look at the eliminations in the Sun Conference, the following teams are now officially eliminated. The Melbourne Rotons, the Detroit Steel Wings, and the Columbus Chew. All officially eliminated this week. Well, the Columbus Chew were eliminated a few weeks ago, but anyway. Let's have a look at who's still in the sort of wild card race then. You have Lars, 6-4 record, plus 11 differential. On a bit of a losing streak at the moment, so he's a bit shaky at the moment, but he's still there. He's still in the conference standings. He's still pretty high in 3rd place. Then you got Jerry, who's just leapfrogged Geo into that 4th place spot, and is now in the playoffs as things stand. 6-4 record, minus 2 differential, and Geo behind them, still in the race, but again losing a bit of momentum at the moment, and really needs to start picking himself up if he wants a chance at playoffs. 5-5 record, minus 2 differential. I'll go over the fixtures and how that race is looking up in a moment, but first let's have a look at the Moon Conference. First of all, congratulations to Gator, you have now officially clinched playoffs, so congratulations to you. The rest of them haven't quite mathematically clinched yet, but really, like I've been saying for a while now, the Moon Conference is kind of a bit of a weird one, because we still have Wolfie that could still sneak up and claim a spot, but I feel it will probably more than likely stay the same as it is now, with just those top 4 just keeping muddling up in terms till the last week. But Wolfie is not out of it yet, and I'll go over his best chance of making playoffs when we go over the fixtures in a bit. As for eliminations, I'm sorry Asta, despite your very good run towards the end of the season, you are now officially eliminated despite winning against Tom this week, because Chimpact did indeed win against NecroStevo. So yes, Asta is now eliminated, Tom is now eliminated, and NecroStevo of course was eliminated a long time ago. But yeah, basically, when we look at both conferences, we've got similar stories in each, with Sun Conference having a very, very close race for that wildcard spot. Moon Conference being a little less close in terms of the playoff race and who actually gets in on that, but it's still pretty interesting to look at. So let's go over the fixtures. Let's have a look at the Sun Conference first. First, you have Lars, who has a pretty difficult run. He has Jolt, he has Jerry. Jerry versus Lars in week number 12 could be very interesting in terms of playoff implications. It really all depends on week 11 results, how that game matters. But yeah, Geo, he really does need a win against Envy to keep himself in a realistic position to make playoffs. Unless Jerry loses to Aaron Zeng again, or Lars again. It's actually a very complicated picture, as I feel it could come down to the final week, and with Geo having Coach Z in the final week, I feel he has still a bit of a chance to make it. I still feel Lars could potentially be in danger, but I think his differential might save the day in the end. But like I said, Lars could easily lose those last 2 games against Jolt and Jerry, which would allow Geo to leapfrog him if he just gets one very good win and one maybe a close loss to Envy. So yeah, it's looking very close in the Sun Conference, and I stand by my prediction from last week. I think it might be Geo and Jerry that make it, but again, Lars, if he wins just one of these, I'll put him as more of a favourite to get through over Geo. But if he doesn't, then he's in danger. His differential is good, but I don't know. It's a big loss here or there. It could really scupper his chances. Anyway, on to the Moon Conference. The Moon Conference is a little less muddied than the Sun Conference. I feel Mono is essentially clinched. His differential is just too good. I feel for Wolfie to catch that. But in terms of the other two, Wolfie could still sort of upset the apple cart, as it were. But Wolfie's best chance at making it is, of course, winning out. He needs Asta to beat Chimpact this week, and then in the final week beat Chimpact himself. Then it's looking like he could make playoffs. Basically, it comes down very much this week to if Asta can beat Chimpact. We could also have like Mono beating John, and then maybe John losing to Necrostevo. But the most likely way of Wolfie getting into playoffs at this moment is him beating Gator, beating Chimpact, then Chimpact losing to Asta, and then losing to Wolfie in the final week. But then it still does come down to differential, and it's going to be close if that happens. So that is the fixtures. Let's move on to the bracket. The bracket has changed a bit this week. You can see in the Sun Conference we have MV versus Jerry, two very good friends going against each other in round one of the playoffs. So one of the new guys versus one of the veterans. So that's pretty exciting. Then you have the newcomer Jolt, who's done very well this season, against Lars, which has been the case for every single week that I've done the playoff picture so far. So who knows, that could still be subject to change, but that's a pretty cool matchup. And then you have Gator versus John, who's a pretty cool matchup as well. Two veteran, like John's been in the GBA for like forever, and Gator is a bit more newer, but still, a very good player in his own right, as he's proved this season by clinching playoffs before anyone else in his conference. And of course, then you have Mono versus Chimpact in the other match, which is two pretty seasoned veterans in the GBA just battling out. But yeah, that's how things stand as things currently stand, and we'll see how it goes for the next 2 weeks of the GBA season. And until next time, I hope you enjoy the rest of the matches, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.